can actually get to that mid-game power spike faster, and the all-good solid Natan for Skylar is also taken out. Knowing that there is a CC, the criteria is there, and like I said, the Minotaur was left up for grabs with the Grok banned out, and they will take it away from Brusco, who now doesn't have an Arlet, no Ruby, no Tig, no Grok. We've only seen him play Cho other than these heroes that have been banned or picked away.
But it's so hard to jump in as Joe against this lineup. You know, you have the Vexana, the Minotaur, that will always deny you that access to the backline because we know how Brusco wants to play. He's really on the hunt, pouncing to look for the engages. It's going to be Joy and
Baksha
Brody
roam.
with Baksha roam for Brusco. Talk to me about this.
Interesting flex, man. They're utilizing the Baksha as a flex. We have never seen the Baksha utilized as flex, and that's why it was first pick for RRQ. Now it makes sense for the Baksha to be first pick to be utilized as so. But with the Joy pickup here, BTR might actually... I'm not too sure where the Dairoth is going to go. They can utilize this as a flex too. They can also pick up something. Yup. Flex.
Fanny.
Dairoth. They want to go assassin versus assassin. Thank you, Moonton gods.
Finally.
We finally get to see an assassin versus an assassin. Fanny versus Joy.
After years of waiting, finally we're able to see an assassin versus assassin
Decades,
matchup.
man.
And it's a Rod against Super Ken, no less.
It is going to be good. Match 1 was a good benchmark, so I expect this series to not disappoint as well.
Wow. That last pick really
Threw you off.
I enjoyed it, man. The Fanny onto Super Ken. It's a very situational pick, but when you have a player like Super Ken, you want to utilize it. Same goes for Irad. That's why the Joy was picked up. And at this point, I just want to see how they execute this gameplay. We haven't seen Baksha as a roam, and here it is on the hands of Brusco.
Will the robots still become the rabbits of the kings, or will they be able to take over the kingdom? Welcome to the Land of Dawn, the second match of today, RRQ against Bigetron.
Who will strike first in the first series? Or the first game, ladies and gentlemen? Will it be the program, the red program, or will it be the Kings of Kings?
Starting soon, of course, the jungle. Now, we haven't really talked about the win conditions of both sides of the teams. How do they play this draft specifically for RRQ, knowing that they flex the Baksha?
Well, for BTR, let's take a look at RRQ first. Yeah, you're right. For RRQ, they have a massive advantage when it comes to early game maneuverability. With Octa on the Novaria, Astral, Recall grants him a bit more maneuverability.
Key flickers early. It seems like the damage will come through.
Wow.
Arad finding first blood.
So early maneuvers. That's the advantage that they have. RRQ already using it very early on, and also really good clear speed because of the help from Brusco. Brusco can utilize the kit to actually go and poke some of these creeps for Irad so that he doesn't lose out against Super Ken in the farming department. And it's very similar to the keys to victory that we did mention earlier. We want to see RRQ stop Super Ken from getting a lead, especially on a pick like this.
Oh, Arad will not be able to close the gap just yet. Super Ken here has yet struggling. Find level 4, finally finds a jungle bottom side.
Rod is fast on that level 4, of course. In terms of chase, I think RRQ has a lot of chase. They have the Baksha, they have the CC with the movement speed as well, the Joy especially. That is going to be very hard for Bigetron. Now, how do they counter this?
It's a snowball comp, so they want to try to take the game as slow as they can through Eman just stalling in this lane. As long as he is able to hold Skylar down just a bit, go even in the lane, it's okay for him. If Skylar gets these turrets and snowballs with this maneuverability that RRQ have in their composition and their dive, it'll be very, very scary for BTR. So it's snowball versus weathering the storm.
They have to weather the storm indeed, because this is going to be a long game if they don't snowball. Brusco jumps in though.
Oh, let's see, good stun. Lord JM here will not be able to be taken down just yet. Arad in trouble, finds the Retrian escape, but Super Ken finds the cables to take him down.
Not even utilizing the cutthroat. That was really good peel from Moreno that we did mention. If he does get his hands on the Vexana, he's not as flashy as a lot of other Vexana players, but he peels and covers really well.
Oh, top side 2v1. This is unfair. But with the flick flicker, both marksmen! Eman finding the kill. Now he's in trouble though with the Astral Sphere. Octa finds revenge.
An insane skirmish up top. Thankfully though, it goes good ways for Bigetron. Eman was just stepping up the gas, flickering inside. It was so insane from him.
They're going against their keys to victory. For the first part at least, avoid skirmishes in the gold lane. But unfortunately, because they have the Brody, they want skirmishes, they need skirmishes, only not 2v1s. Like you mentioned, a bit unfair. But when you have someone like a carry, you need to supplement that with a gank. You need to try to shut Skylar down on this Brody, a hero that desperately needs to snowball and get turrets, a lead at least in the early game. Meanwhile, we've already seen a little bit of the whoa, Lord JM.
Lord JM foresees the flicker, but he is a-okay.
Okay, that was very, very scary for Lord JM. He jumped in. That's a good bait from the CC. Mr. Don in the XP lane. BTR are doing a good job now at just holding it off. Again, for BTR, they will react to the plays that RRQ will make. RRQ will have the early game advantage because of their maneuverability, mobility on the map. But that doesn't mean BTR cannot fight them. They can. As long as RRQ are the ones to dive in first, this Minotaur will work. Just like any other Minotaur, it will punish these dives. And that's why the Minotaur pick that was left open by RRQ was very, very concerning.
The lineup they have is very, very enabling them to really give them the agency to move around, especially for RRQ. They will be the ones to always engage. They will be the ones to always chase down the heroes, the players of Bigetron. But then again, you have Super Ken, who's also able to catch you down if you go too far, or you have the peel coming in. But Skylar's in trouble.
Minu and Fury, Skylar, no flicker, and Eman finds the space to take him down. Oh, another off-cam kill. Suddenly, Octa finding key. But take a look at this. Rad is second retreat, good. Brusco in trouble. Oh my lord, the damage Super Ken will not be able to take Brusco down just yet. No energy, all just in time to escape.
Escapes jail, escapes prison, but that was a trade that is 50-50, I think. They got the turtle, but then again, Skylar is just way too harassed up in the gold lane.
So way more value for BTR. Getting Eman ahead is their prime key to victory now at this point, because again, they are trying to weather the storm with Super Ken, just trying to keep it even around the neutral objectives. The fact that they are able to get trades on top of a pickoff on Skylar and a lot of good hits on the turret up top. If Eman gets his turret first, this Brody will be nailed down to the ground very early on. He will have to lane swap, and even then, it's going to be tough, a very tough lane swap for him.
I'd argue that Bigetron has been spending resources to, push Eman forward. And now knowing that Skylar is pinned down, they send 4 players ready to pounce on Eman, though there is backup coming in. Dawn is in trouble, but it's all fine. And I think for Skylar, it is a hard game. Ooh. But now the engage comes in.
Good disengage. Both teams are just hovering around. But Bigetron, they're in a bit of a big chill unity. Petrified, but Eman finds an escape route, and this might be an outplay for Reno to secure the kill. Brusco over-committed.
Eman has always been able to keep himself alive, and that's the key to maybe him winning the lane, but Dawn is in the hunt.
2v1 now. Dawn, Abysm Strike does not connect, but Dawn, with the help of Octa, finds the kill.
Very ambitious maneuver from BTR's XP Lord JM. Before RRQ, that trade was actually pretty good for them. They got a turret with Brusco dying. That's a roamer traded in for a turret. And remember, this Brody needs that turret to continue to snowball. That's why the lane swap is good for him this time. But Super Ken!
Oh my goodness, Super Ken does not find the insta-kill on Brody just yet.
And it's very nice to see that, Skylar has been shut down in the early games, but his other laners has been stepping up to the table. Octa, 2 kills, Rod and Dawn hand in hand, synergizing to be able to neutralize everything. Now, how does Skylar get back into this game?
He's already back. That's what RRQ did earlier. They sacrificed Brusco, no problem. As long as Skylar gets that turret up top getting destroyed means that Skylar can get online, back on top again, as he is rotated down below for a lane swap, gets another turret. This Brody is on its way to snowball. And yes, Brusco will die here. But with RRQ's map pressure, this is what they want. Their mobility advantage will be seen now.
They have their hands on the turtle, so far, 3 neutrals on the pockets of RRQ. now able to tame the gold lead that was once Bigetron's. So far, they're moving in unison now, trying to really just roll up the pressure. But the side lanes, of course, we have seen the Fanny utilizing the side lanes, pushing up and, you know, just accumulating that slow push. But I think RRQ will be ready on the response.
Yeah, they're holding off to the waves really, really well. And Skylar has actually built up the Malefic Roar in the 8th minute of the game. Despite dying twice early on, he is still doing very, very well because of the 2 turrets that he was able to take. His first item, notably as well, was the Sea Halberd, not the Blade of Heptases that we are used to seeing from Brody's early. He wants to get that anti-regen down on BTR as much as he can, because right now, Brusco, he's playing more of a scout role. He's not going to be in these team fights for long early on because he's still quite squishy, petrified.
Oh, a lot of stuns connected onto her Super Ken.
Flicker
but his fingers ran juicy.
Quick reactions. And I think that could be an advantage for Bigetron because they were able to blow Skylar's flicker. So for the next fight, I don't think it's very wise for him to step up. He's just gonna free hit from the backline.
This is the building frustration for RRQ because they are unable to catch Super Ken. And even around his purple buff, RRQ have not been able to really invade and punish this early, because despite getting the turrets on the side, despite having more map pressure to play with, Super Ken has been able to match these waves so well, using his own mobility advantage over Irad to clear out and get a level advantage earlier. Now, for Irad, also back to level 13, so it's back to even on the board, and now it will be both of the assassins sent down. And Irad has the level advantage now, deals more damage too.
See here, the 1v1. Sublime mechanics from both Irad and Super Ken. Take a look at the top side though. Both teams are setting up, hovering, looking for perhaps potential problems, potential information. And for now, the Fanny wins in the bottom side of the map. Oh, a crash on towards Lord GM. Seems like they want to commit. Oh, this might be a mistake. Eternal Guard with the help of Minion Fury will find Brusco. And another member here in trouble, and that is Dawn. He is taken now. Take a look at the game. Oh, what? Super Ken out of nowhere finds the cutthroat on towards Irad. That's 3 members of RRQ down and out.
Finally, an assassin versus assassin battle up in the top lane. And Super Ken has been very much of a pest in the side lane. He's able to push up. Skylar's in trouble.
Oh, Super Ken will finish the job, but on the other side of the map, he's actually torn apart. Memory will find the trade. Still, now Bigetron heavily favoring in that Lord vicinity, and they will claim it.
Absolutely well played by BTR. They know that RRQ have that dive threat, have what it takes to use that maneuverability. So they have Key always in a place where it's most likely for RRQ to collapse. Once you dive onto anyone, really, from BTR, as long as Key is there, it will benefit the Minotaur. That's the whole thing about the Minotaur here up against the Bakshia. These dives cannot work. RRQ needs to look for an off-map play, an offside play here on the other side of the map, because if they continue to play head-on against BTR, these reactive maneuvers coming in from BTR, from Moreno, and even from Key, they have so much counter-engage potential, so much reactivity, that will not help. It will not give RRQ any advantages.
I love how they have 2 peels, especially from the Vexana with the guard and from Key with the Minotaur. So it's going to be very hard for RRQ to maneuver in the team fights. Maybe they want to play pick-offs where Key is not present in the vicinity. So I think that could be the case for RRQ. But the Lord has been pushing forward. So far they have top prio, bottom prio as well. Super Ken is constantly working on the side lane's pressure. So that's just an extra threat in the hands of Bigetron, using this Fanny really well.
Using the Eternal Guard really well too. Oh!
Throw petrify, but wow! Super Ken made it out! They might go for more. Minoran Fury does not connect onto Irad, but the damage will. That's a killing spree for Ramon. Bigetron, what the heck is going on? They're just playing it to perfection.
The catalyst of that team fight was Super Ken. Just flying it with the cables. He has been so slick, untouchable in the skirmishes, and he's just making so much space. And now he's up top, pushing up the lanes.
They're not stopping this tempo at all. Similar to RBL versus Onyx game 1, and Onyx into RBL in Game 2. Literally just trying to force fights as much as they can, utilizing the gold lead and the power spike that they have. Supercan 4-0-1, level 15. Irad has done a good job at equalizing that level lead, but still, for Supercan, this damage towards the back, as long as Skylar is not around, a lot of these members will be shredded down. Supercan, if I take a look back to his items, he has a Sea Halberd, Hunter Strike, Heptaseas, and the Malefic Roar. In the 13th minute, he's full items.
The question now becomes, how does RRQ really address this Fanny that's just slowly creeping in, becoming devastation for them?
And if we take a look at how RRQ can come back from this... Oh, hold up. Never mind.
All good.
They're unable to find Supercan. They cannot catch this guy who's so slippery. Player's gold. Supercan. Very rarely do we see a jungler up top in the player's gold by Ube's gold. Usually, especially for BTR games, we see Eman, but that's also when Supercan is not on the Fanny. And now he is definitely utilizing that Fanny pick to get an advantage. You're right.
Again, trying to juke out this electrifying beats. Has the energy though. Oh! The damage! What was that? Skylar though will find the torn apart memory for the trade. No retreat on the Lord, but again, Bigetron, they have him on who can just shred this Lord down. Let's see. Menu and Fury. Okay, Moreno finds a Lord. Let's see, the damage will come through onto his Brusco. No skills here. Puissance will not help him much. And Bigetron claims another body. That's a 2-for-1 plus the Lord.
Super Ken rejects the idea of him just being an experimental rabbit. He is the executioner now. He's just styling on everybody. RRQ can't really address him at this time.
It's only desperate plays from RRQ. They try to look for these 1v1s, give an advantage with a 2v1 with Brody.
Oh, this might be a Dawn. Will not lose his immortality, but they will lose 2 base certs. Rat jumping in, looking for a kill on towards Key. The damage will not be enough to take him down just yet, though.
Key was close to his death, but he had the immortality ready. And now, take a look at the map. It's just all in favor of Bigetron, and I haven't really seen, RRQ being able to siege that mid side. It's always under the defense of Bigetron, and now they're just marching into the doorsteps of RRQ with the Lord. I think this could be the death sentence for RRQ.
All eyes on Supercan as well, who will look to assassinate a member if possible, but yeah. Bigetron, they will look for basically in the backside. Supercan, cheeky attempt. But on the other side is actually Irad taken out now. Aman finds another. The base wide open, and Bigetron, they will look and focus, saying they will not be lab rabbits anymore, claiming the first game.
Super Ken masterclass performance, but that was all in all a solid one from Bigetron.
Everyone on Bigetron changed their name from all supers back to their normal forms. Key Moreno. But Ken stays super. And that truly is why he stays super. A super performance from Super Ken on the Fanny leads to BTR leading the series. What a performance. My goodness gracious. BTR in the draft. That flexibility that we were talking about. That's why RRQ had to ban out the Ruby and the Arla. They know how flexible BTR could be, and they tried to outflex